What's up, gamers? So, Hellbent Games has finally given us some werewolf POV gameplay. If you don't know, werewolf is one of the 3 monsters being released with VHS, the other 2 being Wart and the Dollmaster. In my opinion, the werewolf is probably the most straightforward monster, most suited for beginner players. And before we get into the gameplay, let me just go over the werewolf's abilities. So Werewolf's first ability is Berserk. It allows him to run on all 4s, giving him a speed boost for roughly 10 seconds. This skill has a cooldown of around 25 seconds, so it gives you about 15 seconds of downtime before you can use it again. A very important gap closing skill. The Werewolf's second ability is Howl. After a short animation, the werewolf howls to prevent any nearby teens from using weapons or performing actions for a few seconds. I don't know how long the howl effect lasts on the teens, so it might be something that you need to learn with practice once you start playing him. The skill has a cooldown of about 29 seconds, and the howl ability is incredibly useful for closing in on teens without having to worry about any weapons, giving you an opportunity to secure a hit. And for the last ability, we have Hunt, which allows the werewolf to track down teens using a hot or cold system. The closer you are to a teen while Hunt is active, the faster the werewolf's heart beats, and the redder the outer edges of the screen get. It seems to have a 56-second cooldown and lasts for about 26 seconds. This ability is best used to search for your next victim. Anyways guys, of course, more VHS content to come in the future, so make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and share this video. Also, let me know in the comments who your favorite monster is going to be, and enjoy the gameplay. Peace.
So I started out as a teen.
What's your strategy here at the beginning? Do you transform right away?
So yeah, if you saw the last video, the Dollmaster one, Ross transformed right away. And that's because the Dollmaster has to set up all his traps and everything. But as werewolf, I like to run around as a teen first because I'm listening. I'm trying to get to as many stations as possible, as quickly as possible, and listening for sounds. If I can hear anyone crafting, if I can catch anyone off guard. Because while you're a teen, you don't have the tension loop, right?
Right.
So they can't hear if you're near them. And so it's a good way to catch people off
So how
guard.
detailed do you sweep an area? Like right now you went by that fire station, there could have been someone hiding there, but
Yeah, so depends. So there, I figured that there wasn't anyone nearby because I had checked the other stations. I didn't hear any crafting sounds, and so I was just sort of sweeping past them. I'm not doing like a really intense sweep of the area or anything. I'm just listening for audio cues.
oh, it looks like you found me already.
you
Yeah,
first?
that's me right at the very beginning. There was a fail in the distance, and I thought maybe you would take off and head for that, but you kept your course and found me.
No,
by
I think
searching closely.
I think I heard you, or maybe I'd seen you there. And if you notice on the ground, you're leaving a trail of aberration on the ground there.
Yeah.
so
I was
that's what I'm
hoping
tracking.
to find someone else, and I was hoping to loop you a bit there, but I couldn't get anywhere away from you.
Yeah, it's a bit tough at the beginning if you get found first, but as a teen, if you're the first one found, your job is kind of just to waste as much time as possible to let other teens build, right?
Yeah, and that's why I was trying to lead you on a bit of a run, but I was hoping somebody either would have a weapon miraculously by that point, or that they would be willing to come in and interrupt and take over and take the hit so we could draw out that length of time other people were still
Right.
building.
So I'm using my hunt ability, and I just howled there. My hunt ability sort of gives me this hot and cold game, and you saw my screen flashing red there. So the closer I am to a teen, the
Yeah.
more that it
It's actually as a teen super terrifying when the monster's near you, because you don't know if they have that hunt ability ready. And if they use the hunt, all of a sudden it does feel like they're actually hunting because they sniff around the room looking for you. And sometimes you can avoid for a bit, but usually either screen. That was a great moment.
I heard you go.
Did you actually hear me go into it? Because I didn't know if you heard me go
into
into the locker. I thought you just happened onto that locker and found me, but
No.
yeah, I'm not having a good start to the game.
I don't think
Little
I've
rough.
seen anybody else at this point.
No, you hit Sean once in the middle, but
Right.
you did focus pretty hard down on me.
In my heart, I hadn't seen anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been because I'm a best
Oh,
player
this-
and you were just trying to get me out of the game.
This is unfortunate here. So this is Sean. He's got a cross, and I'm trying to space it so that I can get around that pole.
Oh, I thought you had it with the pole there.
Yeah,
but
no, he pushed me back into the corner, and I could have gone right maybe, but I tried to go back around the
So
pole.
it
and
looked
then-
like he went up to the burn station in the corner, but you didn't go there to pursue him? Is that...
No, I figured. Yeah, I figured. This
Oh,
was
wow, that was a good
So-
prediction.
when you're incorporeal as the evil, as the monster, you really want to be looking for where you think the teens are going to go. So
Right.
I had gone down to that station, sort of assuming maybe someone was crafting at the occult station down there. Or
But also, I
maybe
had been down there, so they might be down
so
there.
I was
trying to get me
moving
back
there to
up.
try and cut people off.
Oh, here's your hunt again.
Yeah.
You can see how it gets really excited when you're near.
I pre-swung that corner, hoping that he was just sort of hiding.
Or he'd turn back.
underneath. Yeah, and then I'm swinging too early here. But
He did his job. I mean, he got you to swing a couple times and stay away from other people, right? So,
And now I'm enraged, so I got a few hits off without downing anybody, so I'm enraged now.
so maybe we should talk about enraged a bit.
Yeah.
Enraged happens over time. Gradually, it will build up. But if you hit a teen a couple times, it builds up really quickly.
Yeah.
And there's another way it can build.
Which is by feasting on
Feasting.
people.
Yeah. So when a player's down on the ground, you can take a risk reward and feed right off of the person's body. And
Yeah.
that gives you very, very fast rage fill up, but also you're visible to everyone in the map the whole entire time, so it's quite dangerous. You also can't see much because you're looking down and making a lot of noise.
Yeah. So I'm playing really hesitantly here because I know that
Some
Kenny has
buttons.
a weapon. And it's a curse sword, so if I get too close into range, I can get really caught. So I'm trying to keep my distance while also maintaining visuals on them. And I know someone failed the station there.
They ran to the right. You missed them, I think. When
I
they were going
saw
down.
them going to the right, but I think.
But you wanted to get me. I see how this works. Yeah.
Well, the time between me seeing someone run and the
Yeah.
station failing, I knew there was another person around there. So.
I was just hoping you didn't.
Yeah.
So this is a stun weapon here. It's not actually a kill weapon.
Yeah.
So you're worried someone has a weapon? Is that why you're cautiously approaching? You don't want to get stunned?
Yep,
yeah, there
like
it is.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I knew there was another weapon. So if I got stunned there, I would have been dead.
So unlike Dollmaster, which was a lot of setup and a lot of planning, it feels like a lot of this is aggression. Like you're just going straight forward into things. Like you're planning and you're using strategy, but you're not holding back. Like you're not trying to find a safe location. You're
Yeah, exactly.
finding moments, right?
Werewolf, because of his speed, really, he has a faster base speed. He also has his berserk ability, which lets him go really fast. He can really sort of play reactionarily, right? So you can, you'll notice a lot of times in situations here, I'll like peek corners to try and bait people to attack me, and there's a lot of moments where I can actually dodge around and weave.
Yeah, he's fast enough that he can actually like air dodge around a lot of the projectiles that are flying at you if you can get people to throw them.
Yeah, Dollmaster definitely can't do that. So that's exactly what I was talking about there, right? I just peek the corner to check to see if there's a weapon there.
How much do you watch the players on the side? Do you watch when they're getting up and getting down? Like
Constantly.
now Kenny got up, right? So you're aware of that. He's
For sure, constantly. It's really important to keep knowledge about what the state of each teen is and where you got them down. Trying to remember. Oh, I taunt here.
You're emoting a little.
Yeah, because I know there's people behind those servers. Right? Yeah. But I don't want to get caught by a weapon. And I can hear. I think it's Sean running down.
You're really, really close here.
Yeah, here. So he could try to chuck the Molotov there, but he's healthy, so he'd rather take the hit and reposition to try and catch me off guard, I think, than just chucking the Molotov like that.
Yeah.
So
That's your speed there, right? Being able to dodge that.
exactly. But Sean's really smart. He runs back
He
through.
uses fire as a wall to block you from going down there.
Trying to.
And there's nothing you can do with that. You have to wait that out, right?
I
That
can't
fire
power
is just
through
going to
it
stick
or
there
anything.
for a few seconds.
Yeah. So I'm hunting again. You'll notice that I'm using hunt not just to find teens, but sort of to tell myself if I'm safe. So when I have my hunt down, a lot of times I'm playing a lot more cautiously because I don't want to get caught in a hallway where there's a teen around the corner or something like that. But if my hunt is up, I know when there's people nearby, so I can play more aggressively that way.
Yeah, and every one of the monsters has a vision mode of some sort. Here's another time I think you take me down, or hit me at least. It did feel like you were focused on me a bit too
I
much.
swear it was all coincidence.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, each monster has some sort of ability to sense where the teens are, and your hunt ability when it's in a cooldown, that's a really risky spot to be. Yeah, we're hoping I was in that one. Just trying to get me again. Just another quick down.
So tracking tracking in our game is very, very audio based.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you hear someone running away and then the footsteps stop, usually it doesn't mean they've gotten out of range. It means that they're still around the area. They've stopped and they've gone somewhere.
In that early locker one, I thought that's maybe how you got me, was maybe you didn't hear the locker, but you knew you didn't hear the running away sound.
Right.
So you thought either I was crouched somewhere or lucked out and I was in the locker.
Yeah, I didn't hear any definitive evidence that you had run completely out of the
So
area.
you captured a rift here, and you get some good amount of vision for a good amount of time.
Yeah.
So how do you make a decision here? Who are you going for?
Yeah, so
These two
this-
don't have weapons, clearly. They're still both building.
So you saw Sean just put his hand up in the air
Yeah,
there.
so
That
he
means
does
he
have
does have a
one now.
weapon. I purposely went for this station because there's 2 people on it. The more pressure you can put onto
Nice.
things to prevent them from crafting, the better, right?
Mhm. And that one you removed his weapon by knocking him to the ground.
Exactly. So here's Baron.
Baron is playing, taunting away at you two.
Yeah. So he's
He's really
emoting at
he
me.
really likes it. Baron worked on that system, so I think he really likes to show that system.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Mhm.
I lost him here. Oh, I didn't lose him. I think that's exactly what I was thinking when I was playing that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I lost him, and then he was around that.
So is your fear at this moment ever? I mean, you used your ability there, but tons. But is your fear that you're going to be cornered in by someone when they're inching you out like that?
Oh yeah, constantly. So like, whenever you're focused too much on one team and you've given them too much time, that's ample time for them to.
Nice.
That's a
Push
good
through that,
example of
yeah.
how you're able to push through damage in order to get hits. You don't die right away when you get hit by things, unless
It
it's
takes some time. Yeah.
unless it's like the eye or
A direct hit by a
the
firebomb
sphere.
or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. But you can push through a lot of the damage and get attacks through. But yeah, if you're spending a lot of time on one team, that's ample time for them to call their friends, and the more time you spend sort of engaging and juking a single team, the more likely there are other teams around.
It's quite peaceful from your perspective, but from our side, we are screaming at each other to save me, take the hit. I need someone here to help me right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Because you're putting so much pressure on one person and you're so fast as the werewolf that you can literally push someone that quickly and make up that ground before they have a chance to get to anywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Using the hunt again, just taking a look around.
Yeah. So you guys were at those healing stations. So a lot of times when you're hitting teens and there's
So I didn't think you knew I was here. Then you
yeah,
got a
you
glimpse
see?
of me there. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know how you knew I was there.
and just saw your butt sticking out.
Well, from my perspective, my butt was hidden completely. There's that flamethrower again.
Baron's
He mustn't have a lot left of that.
Yeah.
He's been using that for a while. That's another scary thing as a monster, though. You never know how much is left in a weapon like that. So even though they have a little bit left, they can actually use it quite effectively to keep a monster at bay with a couple shots left in their gun or a couple bits of bursts left in their flame.
Yep, for sure.
No one's helping me. I'm just dying on the floor.
So I'm checking this area because I'm pretty sure Baron's around here still somewhere. And I'm hunting here, but it's picking up your body.
No, you were
as
right.
well.
He was close by. Yeah, it does pick up my body. So the hunt ability. Sometimes it's really useful to hide very close to the team, but of course, if you suspect they're there, you're going to check the whole area around there.
Yeah.
And it gives you an ability to.
Yeah, and a lot of
refresh
times I'll use it in like mid chase if I'm worried about getting caught off guard. So I'll use it and I'll just stay still for a second. If the hunt intensity starts to lower, I know it's just a single team running away from me. But if it stays intense, I know that there's another team around.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's a good way to measure the room.
So here I'm trying to reposition to get closer to him, so I know that that's better cover there. I'm waiting
He's
for
using
my
a
howl.
lot of that fire at this
Yeah,
point.
so I got my howl up.
So all the teens are in a pretty good position here. Everyone's injured. One's on the ground.
Yeah.
That's where I think you want it to be at this point in the game. So everyone's reacting to healing, and everyone's trying to get people back up rather than working on making the weapons.
So here I'm running up towards this healing station for that exact reason. I know you're all injured. I know that you're probably not all together, but if you are, it's probably because one person was already healing themselves at a station, and then you all sort of.
And that's the RC flyer, the helicopter coming in. We can hear.
Yeah.
And how do you play that with the wolf?
So any of the evils can hit the helicopter out of the air. So they hit it and it gets destroyed. But it flies, and it's the only remote weapon that can actually hear the monster and everything.
So they can tell
around
where
it.
your footsteps are, and they can hear
Exactly.
they can hear you moving around. If you're in the
Exactly.
shock sphere, it's very hard because you're so bright and so definite. That was a terrible life. I'm playing the worst game of my life. Once again, I don't think you could see me. Look at me. I'm hiding behind this thing right in plain open sight.
But the RC Flyer, yeah, it uses juice whenever it's flying, but then it has to use extra juice to fire a beam towards you. And so I think later on in the game, there's an instance where I'm sort of dodging in and out of it, but you can hear it in the background flying out.
And now I'm dead. So thanks, Kenzo.
Perfect.
That was my match.
I mean, I already won, I think,
Yeah.
by my
I don't know why you didn't just shut off here. I mean, pretty much a perfect werewolf game once you killed me. So.
Uh-huh.
But you should probably finish up the rest of them. Kenny's all healthy again. The other ones have to be low. Believe me, we were all very, very low. Yeah, I find with a good werewolf, the map feels smaller. It feels like you can make such distance with such speed that you can cover effectively huge areas. And with your hunt ability, it's hard to hide because you don't have to go into every corner. You can sort of just do a radius check around and get a whiff of someone's. Your heart gets excited when you're near someone. Once you get that sense, it's just a matter of you.
Helicopter again. So I heard the helicopter coming up. So
Ah,
I knew he was
close enough. So if they're using the helicopter close to you, within range of your earshot, you can howl that away, and then that makes them stop using the remote helicopter.
So
Oh, that was a dangerous jump. That was super aggressive, and you almost got him.
I could have hit him if I hadn't swung early. So that's
Ah.
as a monster, you have to have a lot of patience when it comes to engaging weapons at close range like that. Because I could have pushed through that and actually got the hit there, but I panic swung when I saw him down when I dropped.
I mean, for me, part of the fun of the werewolf is the speed and the aggression. So that those chances you take are part of that thing. It's not a. I mean, you can play it more reserved, but I like those pushes, even though that sometimes like that one it's a little risky. When you pull it off, it feels fantastic. It's such a like visceral monster. It
Yeah,
just feels like
he
you're just
definitely
pushing.
has the tools to sort of push and reposition himself constantly to put pressure on the teens all the time.
So 2 hits, 1 teen dead, 2 teens dead. This is actually a very good monster match.
Yeah.
Wow, and everyone's injured again. So.
Yeah. Checking those stations, the ones that I know.
Oh, what was that sound, Kenzo?
So that was,
I'm back to life. Look at me. I came back. It wasn't the end of my story after all.
How did you know?
I don't know. It's amazing.
Okay, well, you just traded places with him.
So you don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so while you were doing that chase around there, I had madly looked around and found the Book of the Dead.
Book of the Tech.
And then the Book of the Tech,
Book of
yes.
the Tech.
And we Baron went off and found it and got me up in that meantime. But I'm still injured. He's healed up, so we're still in a really bad position. You don't come back full life or anything. You come back very injured still. So it's just a matter of using the time you have left. Yeah.
So I'm trying to find you guys. Can't find you anywhere. That station, I figured if there was someone crafting and I got close enough for them to hear the attention loop, then I would have seen someone running away from the station to go like downstairs or something. So I didn't bother checking it because I could see it and I figured there was no one there, and I might as well push pressure onto other stations.
Do you go after every rift?
No, I mean, it depends on the situation that you currently find yourself in. Like, if you are close enough to a teen, you think you can get a hit, then there's no point in going after the rift. And sometimes, depending on like what weapons are available to the teens, if you know there's like an eyeball, for instance, you probably don't want to go to the rift because they can send that in there.
Right. So this one you're just sort of using the rift as a room you're guarding and fighting against Baron.
So like there's no point in me going back to the rift right now because this is basically as good as it would get for me, right? I know where he is. The timing on that, so that's something that you have to learn as a werewolf. How long does the howl last? And you end up sneaking up.
I snuck onto it, yeah.
That little ring that shows up means I'm staggered. So if the rift breaks, the evil sort of can't do a little bit.
There's that speed because you just dodge out of the way. That was fortunate. I had no idea he was there. We weren't coordinating that as a pincer move or anything like that. I just thought I had a really good position on you with the firebomb, but you just were able to dodge fast out of the way.
Yeah, lucky.
So it looks like we might actually win this one. It's pretty exciting.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh, me either. Riveting.
Cool. So there's only one station left. I'm betting on you guys being in here.
Yeah, good bet. It worked out well. Yeah, when one station's left, it becomes sort of like there's two positions for that one station, the burn station at this point. And you basically have to make ground between those two sites and sort of figure out where the teens will be between that.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2 teens remaining, they'll build cover weapon and the main weapon, but somebody has to build that main weapon in order to get you, right?
Yeah. I say this a lot, and I'm sure lots of people at the office are sick of hearing me say it, but the monster gets more powerful as the stations disappear.
Okay, so I was building there, and the reason I didn't run when you were there is, first of all, you didn't come at me right away, but I finished my weapon. I don't know if you saw that, but I moved my arm up right at the last minute because I finished my weapon. Yeah. And pulling off that, even though I got hit, I'm able to get away with the weapon. It gives me the ability to fight you. If you knew I'd done 90% of my weapon and I had to run away, I'll have no ability to build at that station. You would have guarded that station.
That's kind of a scary instance for the. I almost died there too. It's really close to me.
I almost killed you there. I think that's a better way to put that.
Half glass empty. Half glass, half empty.
Look, I'm the last teen.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Last zombie.
But I just used my weapon, so I wonder where you're headed. Yeah, so
directly back to the station.
And I have a couple options here. I knew you weren't here right away. So where do I build? Do I build up here? Do I build at the other end? Like, what do I use? So it's a matter of me as a teen thinking he's going to make up really quick ground, and do I hide and another rift opens? Like, what do I do here?
Yeah. So that instance before, when you finished the weapon right as I got there, that's kind of a scary situation. If the team continues to build as you're pushing a station, it probably means they're like a sliver away from getting the weapon, and it can be a really dangerous situation for you. Because
I literally finished like a second when you were there.
I saw.
If I was a second before, I might have had a chance to throw it right there.
Yeah, you might be able to throw it at me for sure.
This one, okay. I actually was that close again. I was right on the edge, and I thought I was going to pull it off.